Tragic accident in Dummaladenia claims the lives of 6.
Mayor of Colombo says that organisers of a concert in Colombo committed tax fraud of 29 million rupees.
Chairman of the Kolonnava Urban Council remanded for assaulting protesters near the Meethotamulla garbage dump.
Buddhadasa challenges Vimal Veeravansa.
Hello and welcome. This is Primetime News live and direct from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo on MTV and Shakti TV. Good evening and welcome. I am Shahin Jurampati.
Good evening and I'm Bernadine Jagsingha.
Well, tragedy struck early this morning in Dummaladenia Varakapola as a head-on collision between a bus and a van claimed 6 lives.
The accident occurred on the Colombo Kandy Road around 1 kilometer away from the Varakapola town. Police said that the driver of the van had attempted to overtake a string of vehicles on the opposite lane when it collided head-on with the bus. 17 persons were travelling in the van at the time and the accident claimed 6 lives. Among the victims are 3 women and 2 children. Our correspondent said among the dead are a mother and daughter of the same family. "23 individuals who sustained injuries are receiving treatment at the Varakapola Kegol and Batupitivala hospitals as well as the Colombo National Hospital.
Last night, a child wore this slipper, not knowing it would be the last time. The destruction is quite clear. The van which was involved in the collision has been reduced to mere scrap. Half a dozen of lives had to pay the price. Well, over here is a bus that was also involved in the collision, and the destruction is not much. And police say that passengers and the driver who were travelling in the bus had sustained minor injuries.
The group in the van were travelling from Samantarai to Colombo.
We left Samantarai in 3 vans last night at around 9:30 in order to get our passports prepared to travel to Mecca. The van which met with the accident was the one behind us.
The bus carrying 37 people were en route to the Somavati Chaitya on a pilgrimage from Piliyandala and Pulgasovita.
As we travelled, a van came on the wrong side of the road. Our driver drove the bus to a side, but the van did not apply its brakes and collided head-on with ours. The Varakapola police are carrying on an investigation in relation to the accident. During investigations, it has been revealed that the accident was the result of carelessness of the bus driver.
More than 12 lives were lost in deadly accidents that took place in December alone. On Saturday, 4 lives were lost in a deadly accident that took place in Udukumbara, Nelumdenia on the Colombo Kandy Road. A woman was killed after she was knocked down by a lorry in Vadamulla, Kotmale. 2 women died in an accident in Galvaduagama on the Kandy Jaffna main road. 2-year-old died in an accident in Galnava. 2 persons died in an accident in the Aluthapala area on the Dunagaha road in Minuangora. 2,453 motor accidents were reported during the past 12 months and claimed the lives of 2,642 persons.
A discussion on the megapolis development plan, which will be implemented in 2016 as the year's main development project, was held under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena today.
At the discussion which took place at the Presidential Secretariat today, the megapolis development plan was presented to the President. The implementation of the development plan will be carried out under 3 phases and will be completed by 2030. Minister of Megapolis and Western Development, partly Champika Ranawaka, said that Sri Lanka will be able to generate about $30 billion worth of investments within the next 10 years through this megapolis development project. As of 1985 to date, the number of those entering Colombo has increased from 1 million to 2 million, while the number of vehicles has increased from 132,000 to 500,000. However, the number of buses has reduced from 32,000 to 29,000. 85% of the vehicles entering Colombo are personally owned vehicles, which means that 85% of the road is used by cars, three-wheelers and motorcycles, but they carry a crowd less than 50%. The country loses ₹1 billion daily due to the traffic congestion. Currently, the average speed a vehicle travels within the city limits is 12 km per hour, and this should be increased to at least 20 km per hour. Solving the traffic congestion is one of the key factors which should be solved under the government's new development project because it is a serious issue. Moreover, this project has paid due attention to the issues of garbage disposal and housing facilities for slum dwellers as well as drinking water and sanitary facilities. The other key factor is that it should not be forgotten that even though this project has been named as a development of the Western Province, this is a plan which affects the entire nation. It is also important that we improve the standards of education and health in other provinces so that the number of people arriving to Colombo seeking better facilities could be reduced. Therefore, it is essential that we do whatever we can during this time period and be successful in it.
Mayor of Colombo, A.J. Muzammil, convened a media briefing this morning.
The highlight of the briefing was the concert that was held on the 20th, in which an internationally acclaimed artist performed.
I cannot comment on the concert and the company. The organizing was extremely poor. This was organized by a group that failed to provide proper seating to a person who purchased a ticket for 35,000 rupees. This is a 35,000 rupee ticket. The serial number of the ticket is 7750. We were only given 7,000 tickets. When the serial number is 7750, it means that 750 more tickets have been printed without even informing us. This has been printed as an invitation. This is sold for 10,000 rupees. I sent my officials to get this. So an invitation is sold for 10,000 rupees without the requirement to pay taxes. They have shown us 7,000 of these and printed 3,000 more. What I want is the money that is due to the municipal council. We have calculated that 29 million rupees is due as entertainment tax. They can come and meet us. This company will not be permitted to organize any event by the municipal council. That needs to be made clear. If the company in question does not solve this matter with the municipal council, I will take legal action against them.
Will this company be blacklisted? They will be blacklisted. And if they make a payment, even if they make a payment, they will be blacklisted because we are at the receiving end of a wrong that they did. They violated the law of the municipal council.
This is fraud and it was committed by misleading us. This is a lesson for others who organize events.
Leader of the National Unity Front, Azad Sali, addressed a media briefing today.
It is indeed rather shocking to see how the president is criticized on social media. If this happened during the time of Mahinda, the person who did so would be nowhere. He would have been abducted by Gotha. Recently there was a concert. There were posts on social media on the behavior of one person. The president made a statement on that. Now the president is targeted by a barrage of criticism. The president did not panic. They did not understand what the president said. What did they do? They took to social media to target him. If this was done to Mahinda Rajapaksa, the people who did it would not be left in peace.
In other local news, constituent parties of the consensual government convene a media briefing today.
There can be different opinions. It is a victory for the government to work towards a national objective. There is a certain group that is attempting to sabotage this program. Today they have misled the trade unions and are conspiring to mislead the general public. This government is strong and will work towards protecting the general public and make sacrifices to emerge victorious in this struggle. We will protect the power of the people and we will not allow the conspirators to sabotage this. What needs to happen is not pull others down, but to raise criticism. The mistake needs to be pointed out. Likewise, rights need to be appreciated. We need their strength to act in this country.
එයාගේ ශක්තිය ලබා දෙන්නත්
For the first time in the country, the executive presidency had given his consent to curtail the powers. There are certain groups that are conspiring to sabotage this victory that was achieved. We will remain together, strong to defeat them. The parties of the consensual government came together and made a pledge to protect this.
පක්ෂ කීපයක් නියෝජනය කරන අපි එකතු වෙලා මේක ආරක්ෂා කරන්න සටන් කරනවායි කියන එක ප්‍රතිඥාවක් හැටියට අපි කියා සිටිය යුතුයි.
Speaking at an event in Hambantota today, Minister of Housing and Construction, Sajid Premadasa, commented on the proposed constitutional reforms.
This government of good governance isn't bringing about a new constitution to protect its colleagues nor to protect its family generation. It is being brought about for the needs and wants of the 20 million people of Sri Lanka. This government of good governance has completely shattered the imperialist rule which was in effect centering a single family. So dear friends, unlike the previous government which passed the 18th amendment to the constitution, we will not pass a new constitution for one self-power and win votes by bribing MPs and handing out positions.
Concessionary housing loans of 50,000 rupees each were handed out by Minister Sajid Premadasa to 780 low-income families in Hambantota today.
Still in local news, the Colombo Chief Magistrate ordered the chairman of the Kulonava Urban Council, Ravindra Udayashanta, to be remanded until the 14th of next month.
The Urban Council chairman was remanded over the incident where a group of persons demonstrating close to the Meethotamulla garbage disposal area recently were attacked. Ravindra Udayashanta appeared before court today by way of a motion. Colombo Additional Magistrate Augusta Athapathu advised the Urban Council chairman to act as an example to the community in his capacity of a public representative. The Additional Magistrate also criticized the Vallampitiya police for not arresting the Urban Council chairman. The Additional Magistrate said that the fact that the suspect had not been arrested, despite the fact that 3 persons who were assaulted had provided statements to the police, indicates that the police had acted in a biased manner.
The police officers reported the facts of the incident at 7 this morning. Thereby the mayor arrived and his lawyers informed that he was in Nuwara at the time of the incident. But it is clearly stated in the B report that he was in fact present at the location during the time of the incident. Thereby the Honourable Judge placed this individual under remand custody.
The Colombo Crimes Division recorded a statement from parliamentarian Nama Rajapaksa today.
MP Nama Rajapaksa was summoned to the Colombo Crimes Division to record a statement with regard to an investigation where a phone call had been made to former Air Force Commander Air Marshal Harsha Vikrama several years ago using the name of Nama Rajapaksa. Former chairman of the Ampara Urban Council, Indrikanalin Jai Vikrama, was charged over the incident. Police media spokesperson ASP Ron Gunasekar said that MP Nama Rajapaksa was summoned as per the advice of the Attorney General to file a case over the matter.
The year 2015 started with me coming here and providing a statement with regard to a broken aircraft. 2015 is ending also with me providing a statement. Let us see how we start 2016. However, this is not a problem. We are now used to providing statements. He has not taken such a decision as yet. We are part of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The son is obliged to follow his father.
A group of opposition parliamentarians convened a media briefing in Colombo today. However, journalists who arrived at the location to cover the media briefing were left waiting for a considerable amount of time.
Although the media was informed that the media briefing was to commence at 10 this morning with the participation of a group of opposition MPs, only MP Udaya Gavampilla was present at the location. After several phone calls were made by the parliamentarian, the media briefing commenced an hour later than the scheduled time.
Despite the fact that the media briefing commenced an hour and 15 minutes late, I appreciate your patience. It was supposed to be MP Dallas Alhap Peruma and I who were to chair this media briefing. However, as Dala Salha Peruma had caught a sudden illness, he was taken to hospital. So I tried to get a few other MPs to attend this media briefing. Since that wasn't successful, just one other parliamentarian is on his way here now.
Midway at the media briefing, parliamentarian Prasanna Ranavira arrived.
The decision on whether we will contest as the joint opposition or separately will be made depending on how things progress and following discussions with Mahinda Rajapaksa. To do any of this, an election has not even been announced as yet.
Now, views were expressed on the joint opposition at separate media briefings.
As the General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, I must say that we have not been informed officially about the fact that certain persons are contesting separately and that they will form a new party. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party is in discussion with parties who are on the verge of joining our alliance, and the parties who we have held discussions with have expressed their willingness to join the alliance. Moreover, several parties and groups who are not constituent parties of the UPFA intend on joining our alliance as well. Before the so-called joint opposition, which is moving along with no objective whatsoever, makes any further allegation, they must first assess themselves. They were given 10 years to make a change, so they could have, couldn't they? If we cannot do it, we are ready to step down. So we must ask this joint opposition, who are screaming out loud with partyless groups, do they even have a proper policy? More members from this 50-odd member joint opposition are crossing onto this side day by day, because even they are tired of it. It will be just Dinesh Gunawardena, Vimal Weerawangsa, Udaya Gamanpila and Vasudeva Nanayakkara in the end. These 50 persons cannot stand without any position. These are persons who are in search of positions and money, and even they are now in talks as to how they can get away from it.
Leader of the National Freedom Front, parliamentarian Vimal Weerawangsa returned to the island, concluding a tour of several weeks.
MP Vimal Weerawangsa returned to Sri Lanka following a tour to Europe. This government, which spoke of simplicity, is now speaking of something else. Within a period of less than 10 months, they have become the hated government. Such a thing has not happened in the history as well.
Former Kaduwela Mayor G.H. Buddhadasa issued a challenge to MP Vimal Weerawangsa.
I wish to say this to the former Minister Vimal Weerawangsa. We are ready to contest the local government polls even tomorrow. I issue this challenge to Vimal Weerawangsa. There is no point in you being a parliamentarian. There is the post of mayor for Kaduwela. If you can, come with your clan and contest. I challenge Vimal Weerawangsa to contest against me for the post of mayor of Kaduwela.
JHU Western Provincial Councillor Nishanta Sri Varnasinghe convened a media briefing today.
It was only through the media that I learned that I had been removed from my ministerial portfolio. It was 4 hours later that I was officially informed that I had been removed from my ministerial portfolio. On the 8th of January, we left the government and carried out a silent revolution on behalf of President Maithripala Sirisena. If he did not win, would Isura Devapre be appointed as the Chief Minister? It is wrong for members of the government to take hostage of their own ministers by bringing no confidence motions against them. I am someone who gave leadership to the fight against corruption following the last presidential election. There are those who have been affected by this fight, even here in the Western Provincial Council. Today they are working inside Parliament with some kind of consensus. If they can do it there, why can't they do it in the Provincial Council? Why are the groups Salt to Mahinda trying to recreate and encourage the old political culture that existed before? Those responsible for creating that political culture are once again attempting to resurrect that culture by trapping us and using us as puppets. I would like to say that those who try to ride on the back of the wolf will ultimately fall prey to the wolf itself.
Heavy rains in many areas have resulted in the rise of water levels of several reservoirs across the country, while some reached spill level.
12 spill gates of the Ranjangani reservoir has been opened and the water is released to the Kalaoya. Both the emergency spill gates of the Rajangania Angamo reservoir have been opened. The Galnava road, which goes across Hiripitiagama, Ipalogama, has been inundated as a result of water flowing into the Kalaveva from the Dambulu Oya and other water catchment areas. Vehicular movement was disrupted as a result of this. Vehicular movement was also disrupted along the Avakuna to Kakirava road as a result of flooding. The Kaudula Reservoir is among the many reservoirs to have opened its spill gates. Irrigation engineer of the Kaudula Reservoir, Aselo Deanga, said that with the current situation, area residents of Pinamankada and Pamurana must remain vigilant. As a result of the prevalent heavy showers, the Dambulla Kandalama Reservoir has also neared spill level. Our correspondent said that as a result of the incessant rains, vehicular movement along the Dambulla-Vaval road has also been hampered. Vehicles that are moving towards Somavatiya have to cut short the journey from Sungavila as the rest of the roadway was inundated by a foot of flood waters. Four spill gates of the Thabor Reservoir of the Putlam district have also been opened as a result of the heavy rains.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka has decided to raise the statutory reserve ratio applicable to all rupee deposit liabilities of commercial banks by 1.50 percentage points to 7.50% to be effective from the Reserve Week commencing 16th January 2016. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka adds that it has decided to maintain the standing deposit facility rate and the standing lending facility rate of the central bank unchanged at their current levels of 6% and 7.50% respectively. The central bank says that if the current excess liquidity in the domestic money market continues to remain high for an extended period, it could lead to an undue expansion in monetary aggregates, fueling future inflation in the economy.
Minister Arjuna Ranatunga has addressed a letter to the Minister of Sports questioning the conduct of the Director General of Sports. A communique by the Minister's office says that a copy of the letter was delivered to the President as well.
Minister Arjuna Ranatunga says that he cannot be satisfied with the conduct of the Director General of Sports with regard to the consideration and rejection of nominations for the SLC elections. The letter adds that the Director General had rejected several nominations on the basis of no representation in the SLC Executive Committee for a period of 15 years and had accepted the nominations of some who do not meet the said conditions. Minister Ranatunga affirms that the conduct of the Director General of Sports had led to a collapse in the concept of good governance and calls for an immediate investigation. He adds that the sports law notes that for one to contest the post of SLC President, one should have served in the SLC Executive Committee for a period of 2 years over the past 15 years, and he decided to contest the post of Vice President as a mark of respect to it.
And that is a wrap of Primetime News here on News First, MTV and Shakti TV. For the News First team, I am Shahin Jurampati.
And I'm Bernadine Jayasinghe. Good night and take care.